As the sister was saying, and we're talking about the concept of people calling people crazy, or as they told the Prophet Muhammad, he's Majnoon. And this word Majnoon was used to describe all the prophets. They called Noah Majnoon. Man, you building a boat in the middle of nowhere. They call him crazy. They call Abraham crazy. Right? They call Jesus crazy. They call the Prophet Muhammad crazy. As the sister was saying, the reason why people call people crazy because they don't have an understanding of what it is that the person is talking about or coming with. If they have been surrounded by Jahiliyyah all their life, right? Those of us that was born in this society, all we know is what we know, right? You've been born in this society like myself. All you know is passing notes in class. All I know is having girlfriends and boyfriends. All I know is listening to music, dancing, and doing whatever the wind blows, I'm gonna go, right? Then all of a sudden, someone tells you, hey, you have to stop this, you can't do this. You're gonna be like, man, that dude or that sister is crazy, right? Because they haven't been oppressed on these things, and these things have been not familiarized with their psyche or their understanding. As the sister has suggested, or the nasiha, is that those who do have understanding, those who have been blessed with the understanding of these knowledges or Allah's realities with certain things, that is the responsibility of them to be patient, as well as in trying to help the people understand these truths and knowledges. Be patient in giving it to the people. Be patient in trying to get them to understand. Okay? And let that be the ultimate goal, that we're doing this to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not doing this, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, man, don't gain knowledge in order to debate people. Or don't gain knowledge to think that you're superior than the next person. Man, gain knowledge to please Allah. Gain knowledge to what? Apply that knowledge and be the best person that you can be, inshallah. So make that dua, that the knowledge that we gain, man, not to be arrogant, not to be the mustaqbirin, not to be those to be seen, right? There's a hadith wherein the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's a man that died and he was a knowledgeable person. Allah asked him, well, why did you gain knowledge, or why did you teach the people? He said, I did this for you. He said, man, you're a liar. You did it only so that the people could say that you're knowledgeable. Then he said, he'll take him and throw him into the hellfire. You know, so best ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make that dua, that Allah makes our intent sincere, right? That we're humble, and we're only doing this to be the best Muslims that we can be, right? To show our gratitude for Him, blessing us to be among the Muslimin, and guiding us to Islam, inshallah. Ameen. As the sister said, alhamdulillah, when you have been blessed with knowledge, again, remember, this goes in Tawheed wa Asma wa Sifat, right? Believing in His names and attributes. One of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Alim. He is the one that's the possessor of all knowledge. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses you with knowledge, it ain't because you have some type of special whatnot that you just was born with. That is because it is from the mercy and the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He blessed you with this knowledge. So even with that knowledge, you say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Right? You should be thankful of the shakirin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you with that ilm. Right? He gave it to you. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and none of the knowledge you encompass or understand unless He wills it, or by His will or His decree. So with that knowledge that you've been blessed with, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he warned about the people that have been blessed with knowledge but walk around like a donkey with books on his back. He said, don't be like the donkey that got books on his back. What's the donkey do? He just walk around with knowledge and doesn't give it to nobody. There's also another hadith that said, rich is the man who has a bunch of knowledge or books in his house, and they get cluttered up with dust. He doesn't use them. Man, they will bear witness against him on the day of judgment. Right? If you have knowledge, it's incumbent upon you. Me and the brother was talking about the hadith about Abu Hurairah, and he said he had certain knowledges and certain hadiths that he knew. He didn't want to tell the people, but he said, but because Allah said, and who is more worse than he who conceals knowledge? He said, so I had to give it to him. I had to tell him this certain hadith. So those who have been blessed with knowledge, man, it's incumbent upon you, me, you, all of us, whatever knowledge that you have, that you share it with the people. And it goes back to chapter 66, verse 6. O you who believe, save yourself and your family from the fire whose fuel is many stones. In this ayat, it's incumbent, as the scholars say, it's incumbent to learn, gain knowledge, and then teach it to your family, teach it to your wife, teach it to your children, right? To make sure that they have the proper tools and the proper nutrients in order to live a conductive and productive life. Don't have no knowledge, man, and just hoard it all to yourself, right? Because you'll be questioned about it on the day of judgment. What did you give the people, man? Instead of just walking around with all this knowledge, who did you share it with? Who did you teach it to? Who did you bless with understanding with? You just had knowledge and walked around with it, didn't give it to nobody? Surely this person, man, Allahu Alam, he may be punished for having a knowledge but not sharing it with the people. You've got to be humble with this knowledge. You got to give it. It ain't yours. It ain't yours. Allah gave it to you so that you can apply it and, man, give it to the people, man. They say, like, steel sharpens steel. It's like chop game, right? Give these fruits. Give these jewels to your children. Give it to your people, right? Steel sharpens steel. We chopping game. We chopping knowledge. You got to share the knowledge. You got to be humble with that knowledge, right? Just because you got it, Allah bless you with it. And understand that Allah can take it away from you one day. Right? So you better use it in the best of manner. They got people one day they smart, they wake up, they can't even talk. Right? So when you have that knowledge, man, use it to the best of your ability. Man, apply it. Right? And if you have knowledge, the knowledgeable person is the one who's supposed to be the most humblest persons. Because the more knowledge that you have, the more understanding you have of Allah. The more knowledge you got, the more fear of Allah. Knowing about the Aqidah, the Jannah, the Malaika, the grave, the Jinn, the Shaitan, right? And share that knowledge with your kids, share it with your peoples, your folks, your family, and inshallah, we fulfill our obligation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, I believe you with this last ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and who is more better than he or she who is a da'i? A da'i means one who is a caller to the deen. And who is more better than he or she who is a da'i and says that they are of the Muslimin. That's the best on the side of Allah. Having knowledge, being a da'i, and calling people to the deen, and letting them know that you're of the Muslimin. So may Allah bless us to be da'is in our own right, in our own manner, in our own fashion. As Rasulullah said, man, share this deen, even if it's with one ayat. Man, whatever knowledge you got, man, share that with somebody, man. Well, I'm not knowledgeable, I'm not a scholar. You ain't got to be no scholar, man. Whatever, what you got, one ayah, one hadith, man, share it with the people, man. Share it with the people. Whatever you got, share it. May Allah bless us to be among the da'is, those who call people to the deen, and may Allah bless us to be those who die of the Muslimin, those who submit to the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen.